Everyone. Thank you for your time tonight, and thank you to the whole team, both Team Agile and Team Binary. You did good. Not just the people that presented, you're the speaker for the team, but the whole team, I want to believe, is a team effort. You all did well. So well done to everyone, and well done PMs and ADMs. So I'm going to start with the Team Binary. I want to believe Team Binary was the first team that presented, and the PM was Adishola. Am I right? Hi, Adishola. Were you the one
Oji,
that
you're
presented?
right. Adeshola
Okay,
was
good.
the PM
Okay.
and
Yes, it was me.
Miracle.
All right. Thank you. So well done. Thank you for the content you presented. I love the way that you were calm when you were doing your presentation. You were not nervous. You were calm, which is very good. You gave the information that you needed to give. Your content on the slides were good. You tracking the attendance for your team member, because that was the ask for you as the PM and everything. So that was good. I guess later on when I saw your BAs presenting, the first thing that came to my mind when I saw your BAs presenting was how good would it have been if your BAs would have, your DA, sorry, data analyst, if they would have given the visualization of those spreadsheets that you were showing us, because then what you were trying to pass across, at least we'll be able to see it better. Okay, so but well done, at least you created that, so well done for doing that. Another thing I think I noticed on your slide where there were columns for total time they were present and the total times they were absent, but that wasn't concluded sort of. So there was no maybe out of 10 days, this person came for all the 10 days, this person came from 9 or thereabouts. So we're just saying more of the 111 in each of the days, but at the end we didn't see the total. So maybe I'm not sure if it was because of time to complete
On
that or it was just an oversight. I'm not sure.
No, because sprint one ends today actually, so we couldn't really, give a total.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
but it's just something to note.
One minute. Your sprint one will not end yesterday. Your sprint one ends today. Your sprint two
Yeah,
starts
that's why I
tomorrow.
said it ends today.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you
Yes.
said yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Deji, for that. But actually, I think even with that, okay, so you did the slide before today, yeah? Is that what you're trying to say? So that was why you couldn't collate it.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right, cool, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, fine. So that was really nice to see. Well done. But like I said, it would have been good if your DAs would have done the visualization. That would have, speaks volume, and then it would have been able to show us the bar of who were the people that were mostly attending or carrying out activities during the team and all that. But I know you've seen what the other teams have done. So next time, I'm very sure you would put that in the next time you're going to do your at the end of your sprint. So when you're going to do that, but well done for showing that. I think that was mainly the only thing you show. I'm not sure if there were any asks again for the PMs. But that was what I saw. I know the other team talked about a book that your tutor wanted you to go and read and all that. I didn't get that from your own team, but like I said, this is the first one, yeah. And if there are anything you've noticed from the other person, let this be kind of a lesson learned for you to say, oh, okay, that's true. We were told to do that. I didn't put that in my own. Next time, I'll make sure I do better. But well done for you. And then I think the ADM is Miracle. Miracle, you spoke about the things you did. It was more of kind of a paragraph form, your presentation. Yeah, again, I will say well done. It's the first one, but I would just give feedback on it that even if you had put them as bullet points, they would have been much, much better. Yeah, even though you're saying the things that were on it, if you had made it bullet points, you would have seen each task standing out. putting them in tabulation form also would have been good. And then a lot of the things you said, we didn't see kind of an example of what you're saying. Number one, you said there were escalation process, the things were escalated to you and you dealt with it and all that. There was no screenshot of how you tracked that, how you recorded it, how you tracked it, either through an Excel document to show that, oh, they reported this at this date. This was what we did to resolve it. This is the outcome now. There was nothing like that. And you didn't even say it also while you were talking. You know, like if you give an example to say things like, you dealt with the escalation process, for instance, you didn't give an example. So listening, I'm wondering, did you really deal with the escalation process? Because you didn't. Actually, what I said I was going to do when I'm giving your feedback was to ask you to say, Miracle, give me one escalation, an issue that was escalated to you and how you dealt with it. But I don't want to waste time because I know other people have to give feedback. But you know, you have to do that. It's either you show us, track it through, like I said, through an Excel document or thereabout, and even if you can't, for the things that were reported to you, you know, like I said, you should at least give an example to say, okay, maybe 4 issues were reported, everything was escalated, you know, statistics, being able to give figures of what you did, because what we're asking is, what have you done so far? So it's not for you to come and give a kind of a generic report, but be specific with the things that you have done. That's how you can convince the person that is listening, the person that you're giving the report to, that truly I have done this, that I was meant to do and all that. But like I said, this is just the first one. Yeah, it's a learning process. Let's learn so that the next time we'll come back, we'll do better. But well done also for you. And then for Onome, well done, Onome. Onome, you're the PM for the Agile team. Well done. I love your presentation. Also, I love everybody's presentation. So don't think, oh, Moji saying she loves. I love everybody's presentation. So well done, Onome. You were able to show us those spreadsheets. And then your DAs were the ones that showed the visualization side of it. I think you did also, but I know at least your DAs were able to do the visualization of the attendance, just like as I wanted the binary team to do. But well done also. Your content was good. You talk about the book that your mentor wanted you to read, even though you had on your slide you have the name of the book. There was something you did that I fell in love with. Not only did you say the name of the book, you even said by the person that wrote the book. And that wasn't even on your slide. So it wasn't as if you were reading it on your slide. That tells me you've gone through, you've either searched for the book, you've either bought the book. If it is an ebook that you can learn, it shows me that you've already started, you know, studying that book, kind of, for you to know the author. That's what I'm saying. So it's just not the name, because then, like I said, the name of the author wasn't in your slide, but you made mention of the author and all that. So well done. Keep researching, keep learning more, you know, to get, you know, the best that you can do. But I love your content. I love every APM and ADM. I love the confidence with which you've spoken tonight. ADM, Miracle, there's another thing I want you to do. While you were giving, you did say that you worked with the Scrum Masters, because they're the ones delivering, to make sure that they were delivering and all that. And I love the buzzword you used there, because that is your role, to ensure that at the end of the day, you're supposed to manage the delivery of things. And I love the fact that you own that when you were, you know, saying what you were saying. But more for me is you being specific, you know, go to the nitty-gritty, be specific with what things you're saying, and not just be generic about it. So I know that the next time we're going to do this, it will be really good. So well done. I know I'm not supposed to talk about the SM, and this is not me being partial, but I think I just want to give kudos to Bukola. Bukola doesn't have an ADM, and I assure you she's been stepping into the ADM role. The fact that the team doesn't have an ADM, she hasn't allowed it to deter them from doing what they need to do. She chases me like no man's business when she's escalating things that has to do with her team. And I know that is the ADM, and I know she chases Laomi also, because I know there are times when Laomi forwards the thing she has sent to Laomi to me. So stepping in into the SM role and also stepping in into the ADM role when there was no ADM in your team was a very good one. So that's just me giving a shout out to Bukola. He doesn't have go so good in voting as Ede, so it won't affect any vote or anything. Thank you so much, Laomi.
All right, thank you. Actually, you should be calling Juliet. Juliet, over to you. Thank you so much, Muji, for the feedback. Always spot on, always. Thank you so much. Juliet.
Yes, thank you so much for that feedback. And I hope everyone, ADMs and PMs, all the feedback has been taken in good stride and for improvement purpose. But yes, thank you so much, Muji, for that. I'll call on Timi Dayo, for the Scrum Masters, is that right? Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, Timi Dayo.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to start with the team binary because I mean you were the one who started first. I would like to say that both teams, this was their first demo and they did really well. They did exceptionally well. I wasn't really expecting a lot of things that they had on their slides and a lot of things that they've actually done already in their first sprint. So it was really, really nice. So well done to all the Scrum Masters for escalating impediments and for mitigating impediments, for facilitating the ceremonies and also onboarding all their team members. It was a really good job and well done to all of you. So, but for Team Binary, I was really impressed at how you explained your project mandates and what is expected of you to do this sprint. It was really nice that you brought that out. And I like that you already created your team charter, which is like the first thing that is expected, which is like one of the first things that is expected of you to be able to understand how the team should work and like an agreement with the team. And I would also like to say that the person who presented was really confident in speaking, like your presentation skill was really good. You were really confident when you were saying everything that you were saying. And one thing I would just like to note is that you should try to improve on your presentation skills. I think that the slides were too worded. It took me a lot of time to actually read what was on your slide, probably because I wasn't given the slides earlier on. I was given the slides at the same time, but regardless, I should still be able to navigate through your slide. After your presentation, I had to still go back to read everything that you wrote on your slide. I think that the slides were too worded. And I know that a lot of things has been done in the sprint. Like I said, it's very impressive. You were able to do capacity planning. You were able to start the sprint. You were able to do your team charter. You were able to estimate, which is really good. And you also highlighted the impediments, and you highlighted the mitigation plans for the impediments. And I felt like if you had made the impediment and the mitigation plan in the same slide, like fix each impediment to each mitigation and not like just touch on it very quickly, you might have probably made the slides better and easier to read and to navigate through. And I also saw that you were able to fix in the metrics. The metrics is like an explanation of like a visualization of what the team had done in the sprint, which is good. You had told us what is expected of the team in the sprint, and then you now later explained and visualized, how the team worked this sprint. Although you didn't explain the metrics very well, I think that you should take your time as Scrum Masters to explain and understand what each of these metrics are, because it's one of our Scrum artifacts, and it's one of the things that are quite important for Scrum Masters to be able to understand and take metrics. So if you're able to explain and understand what those metrics are, it's good, because you just said this is our velocity chart and this is our burn down chart, and then you went to the next slide without really explaining what it is. I think that you can make use of your mentors or maybe do some little research to be able to understand what each of those metrics are saying. And I can also see that, again, like I said, I went back to the slide after you were done with your presentation to be able to understand what you actually did. I can see that you have a lot of incomplete tasks this sprint, I don't know if you spoke about, I don't think you spoke about what your plans are towards those tasks that you did not complete. There were a lot of incomplete tasks and you were not able to burn down. So as a Scrum Master, you should be able to have spoken about this with your team at the end of the sprint, to ask them and to let them know that this and this had happened this sprint. What are we going to do to avoid us not completing our task for next sprint, and what should we do to this incomplete task? So these are some of the things that we want to see, like we would like to know. We know that you are not probably able to meet your project, your sprint goal, but what are you going to do to achieve that sprint goal moving forward? So these are some of the things that we would like to see in your demo as Scrum Masters. Again, the same thing with your slides. I feel like a lot of things could have been on one slide. It could have actually also helped with your time management, because you took quite a lot of time. And I personally think that is because your slides were too much and your slides were worded. For example, information regarding your team could be on one slide. I mean, roles and responsibilities, your Scrum ceremonies, your team charter, everything can be on one slide. You could even have it like a link. Maybe just put a picture and put a link for our review that, okay, we've done our team charter. This is all the information about our sprint. You can click on this link and it will take you to, and it will redirect you to a page where you can get more information about us. That's just for our own review later on. Like, all those informations could have been on one slide and it could have helped with your time management as well. The same thing with the cumulative flow diagram, your velocity charts. I saw that your cumulative flow diagram was on a different slide with your burn down chart and your velocity chart. They were both on separate slides, and your cumulative flow diagram was even far off. So I think that if they were all on one slide, it would have helped with your time management and your presentation skills as well. So again, I'm really impressed. I'm so impressed that you have done a lot of things in 2 weeks with your team, and you did a good job. But I just hope that in the next presentation, you're able to work on your presentation skills. You're able to work on your slides effectively, and also you're also able to work on your time management skill as well. And for the second team, Team Agile, Bukola, I think it was great that you highlighted the things that you've done, that the Scrum Masters has done in the sprint. And for sprint 1, you've done a lot of things. You facilitated, you did your onboarding. It's good that you mentioned that you also attempted to do your team charter, but you are not done. Although I'm not sure why you are not done, because this is sprint 2. So I'm just really wondering how you worked without a team's agreement in sprint 1, and you are going to another sprint and you don't actually have a team's agreement as well. So I hope you are able to do it and we're able to see what's been done regarding that in the next sprint. And it's also good that you highlighted the challenges and the resolution. It's nice that you're able to show us that it's your first sprint and you're able to show us that you had impediment, you had blockers, and you're also able to resolve them one way or the other. So what I didn't see is your mandate for this sprint. Like, what was really expected of your team this sprint? What was expected of your team? Like, what were you supposed to do regarding this sprint? I didn't see any metrics and I didn't see any task that you did regarding your sprint. What are the action plans for the next sprint? What are you going to do? I mean, are you saying you didn't do anything? Like, there was no task committed, there was nothing in your sprint, you didn't do sprint planning, but I know you said you facilitated Scrum ceremonies, so you must have done sprint planning as well, and I'm sure you must have developed a sprint goal. So, but those are not there in your slides. And these are some of the things that stakeholders want to see. You're coming to a demo, your stakeholders have pumped in a lot of money in your team. They want to see your progress towards it. And also, of course, your personal progress as a team. But it would have been nice for me to see what you were doing, what you had done towards your sprint goal and towards achieving it. And what are the action plans for next sprint? What are you going to do towards achieving your goals for the next sprint? And I'm more particular about your metrics and your action plan, because I know that you did a review yesterday and you did a retrospective yesterday as well. And these are some of the things that you could have put in your slides for us to see. And I know that you understood what those team metrics were saying, which I think I also mentioned to you yesterday. So I think it would have been nice for us to see that in this demo today as well. But overall, I'm super impressed because this is the first sprint for this team, for the both teams. This is the first sprint, and there are a lot of things that you've done as Scrum Masters to assist your team and to act as a true leader for your team. So this is really good, both teams. And thank you so much, because I was really impressed. That'll be all from me.
Thank you, Temidayo. Sorry, Juliet. I just wanted to add something before she goes. Thank you, both SMs. Both of you were the leads for this sprint. It was very rough, but you guys still excelled. I really, really, really appreciate the both of you. Your follow-up skill is top-notch. That's specifically to Bukola and Yetunde. They are both the leads, if I'm not mistaken, for this sprint. Your follow-up skill is top-notch. They keep bombarding. So this is me saying it specifically to your team, just so they know all the work they did. And you should know also within your team that they are also learning just like you are learning, and they still went all out. So trust me, the little progress you saw within your team in this sprint is born from the fact that those two were like monsters chasing all the admin. In fact, at some point, I was afraid of them. Once I see Bukola, I'll put my hands on my head. Once I see it today, I put my hands on my head. So thank you very much for your outstanding work so far. Please take it very, very personal. The feedback Temi has given you guys, the feedback is on point. So please go back. Don't take the feedback negatively, but positively to improve your team. All the things you need to do. I know that at some point time was running out, but at the same time, if you plan your time very well, I even know that some of you did presentations already to your team before, this presentation, which is very good. So please go back, take it as a feedback, go and try and redo those things. Your metrics, even if it's one line, so you can imagine your metrics when you get to your dashboard, you quickly say, oh, we're able to commit 5 stories, but we completed this amount, we're able to do this. Just one sentence, and then you move to the next slide. This is our velocity showing the amount of work we can do as a team within the sprint. However, we've only done one sprint, so we've not been able to compare to the other sprints. Next slide, please, like that. So you need to touch on those things. They are very, very important. But really well done. I just needed to speak because the Scrum Masters, you guys really, really tried for your sprint one. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Okay, over to you, Juliet.
Okay, thank you so much, Temidayo, and allow me for that feedback session. So that was really great. Scrum Masters, well done for the great work that you've done. So we move quickly to the business analyst, and Uzo will be giving the feedback for that. So Uzo, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Cool. So I just want to start by saying a very big well done to both teams. It's really hard to, it's really nice, let me put it that way, that this is just your sprint one. So if you've been able to do this much in your sprint one, then not even the sky is the limit, because you already leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of different teams on their team one, so but you set a bar. So as wonderful as you guys did, you're not allowed to go beyond this, and I really hope you take all the advice on board and apply it to all your sprints, so we see improvements all through. But I just want to say a big well done to both teams. You guys did really, really well, especially the people that presented, Jack and Remy. You guys presented really, really well. You were confident. You showcased what was on your slides. So I just want to, give you guys that kudos. Know that you guys did really, really well. And whatever I'm saying, I hope you take it as constructive criticism. But I just want to start by saying you did really, 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 really well. You set that bar really high. Okay, so having said that, I just want to go into some of the things I really liked and some of the things I think you can improve on. So I'll start with Jack. Your presentation is really good. I'm a bit of a sucker for a very well arranged presentation, and your slides were really well done. I liked how you talked about the key trainings, the key meetings you had. So you highlighted each one. So it was very easy to see what training was given to you and what improvements you had you had made throughout the sprint. So that was really good. I like the fact that you highlighted the project mandate. You didn't even just talk about, what you talked about. You talked in detail about the project mandate, because the BAs actually get a lot of their requirements and the scope of the work from the project mandate. So not only did you do that, you highlighted what your role was. So you talked about the role of the BAs within the project mandate. I thought that was brilliant. I really liked your mind map. I liked the fact that you talked about you went to do research. A lot of the trainings we talk about is the fact that even though you don't really know anything about the project, you're supposed to go and research and find out about it, and you showcased what you guys did in that area. I thought that was really good. I really liked the fact that I talked about your mind map again. Like I said, based on your research, you created your mind map. Awesome. That was just really brilliant. Based off of your trainings, you showed us the user stories and the PBIs you were able to create. You showed us your wireframes. So the products you were able to create came off the trainings you had, and it was very easy to see that the trainings created the artifacts and you were able to apply to the project. So I really loved the way you put the presentation together. I also liked your screenshots, because again, like I said, I like a very good, well presented slide. So I like your slide was neat, uniform text. It was really nice to follow, and you were able to do all of that. And another thing I really liked that you did was your lessons learned. You actually talked about what you guys got right and what you guys are improving on for the next sprint. That was really good for me. That was going above and beyond, and I like people that go the extra mile, and it was obvious that you did that. Obviously, it's a team effort, so not just you, your entire team. I could see even the way you highlighted all your team members and what they've done. You could tell that the BAs worked together to do this, and obviously led by you. I thought that was really good. So well done on all of that. Some other things I thought you would have paid a bit more attention to. Olaume mentioned it, but I think she missed it a bit. She said that no one mispronounced anything you did. It's called balsamic, like the balsamic sauce, although it's spelled differently, and it's gherkin syntax. So you have to be very careful about the way you pronounce some of these things. The first indicator of the fact that you can use a tool is that you're able to pronounce it properly. So you can even go on Google and check how to pronounce these things. So please pay attention to the tools, the techniques, know how to pronounce them properly. And when you're talking about them, make sure you pronounce them the way they're supposed to be pronounced. Another thing you did, which I thought, I caught, but obviously it doesn't detract from what you've done. But I think when you were listing the trainings, you talked about the fact that you guys learned process maps and user journey maps. You didn't learn user journey map. I think that was on your timetable, so it was obvious that you just copied it and put it there. So for next time, pay attention to detail. Don't just copy and paste. Just highlight the things you guys really did, because I would have just said, okay, but there's nothing on your slides regarding user journey map or something, or tell me more about it, and you'd have been stuck because you said you learned it, but you really didn't. So just those little things, like I said, very well done. I think those were my main takeaways, but everything else was really good. You set the bar really high, and because of you, obviously so I just want to say that. So very well done to you, Jack, and to your entire team. And then for Remy, again, really well done. This was your first sprint, like I said. So it's obvious that you guys put in a lot of work, and you guys got a lot of work done, for this sprint. However, probably because of obviously the way the BAs from the other team their presentation is, it kind of highlighted some of the things you would have gotten better. So I want to believe that you've looked at their slides and the information they provided, and you've taken quite a lot on board. So very briefly, I'll just say that obviously there wasn't a lot of, you could tell that you guys were not as prepared for the presentation for whatever reason. So please take out time to prepare for the presentation. Make sure your slides are ready. Make sure your slides are uniform. There was a lot of discrepancy, space, fonts, all of that. It wasn't, again, like I said, I like good present. If you're going to do a presentation, do a good presentation, so take time, go through your presentation, make sure it's good to look at, and it contains the information you have. And I didn't get a lot of that from your presentation. I think from what you guys shared, I think I only got requirements elicitation. That was the training you guys did, but you did a lot more than requirements elicitation. So you didn't talk more about what you guys got, the trainings you got. That was very important as well. Again, I liked your breakdown of the different tasks that you guys did. You really did that really well, and who did what. Hopefully for people, I saw BAs that didn't create any user story and all of that. Hopefully in subsequent sprints, all BAs will do multiple stories, so that there's no one who is active but is not able to create a user story. I think that people, I've seen Good Luck's PBI, so I know that it's worked so far, but it would be nice to know that all the BAs are participating equally, that no one is active and not really able to do what they're supposed to do. I thought I wanted to highlight that a bit. I didn't see anything about your wireframes. I think you just highlighted a few user stories. It would have been nice to know, okay, a total, because this is a role presentation. I saw you guys talked about what each member did. I think about 3 members, Rose, Timmy, and Remy, but there are a lot of other BAs as well. So even if you were going to go that route, you'd have highlighted some of the tasks other BAs did as well. I just saw 3 of you. I don't know if were not able to get all the information, but as lead, hopefully you'll be able to get more information on your BAs, but again, it would have been nice to focus more on what the BAs did as a role. I know that there will be an opportunity for individual presentations and highlighting what the individuals did, but I'd like to see more of what you guys did, as a team, trainings and all of that. So hopefully we'll be able to see more of that in your upcoming presentations. And then again, take time to proofread your slides. I saw some grammatical errors, so just make sure, even if you're the one doing it or the lead is the one doing it, get one of the other people to kind of look through with fresh eyes. So if they're able to pick through stuff, and that's apart from even using tools like Grammarly and all of that, those should be because BAs, we write a lot, so you can't really afford to be known for misspellings and grammatical errors. So always use all these spell check tools, and then even get the other BAs as well to just work through the slides together, and then get their input and use that to improve as well. So I'll just end there. But again, I just want to say that you guys did really well. Oh, the final thing I wanted to say regarding team binary, I saw in your team chatter that there was a definition of done, which was really good. I'd have liked to see it in your presentation, but at least it was in the team presentation. But there was no definition of ready. So as a BA, you have definition of ready and definition of done. So I'd like to see that in your team chatter as well, because it has to do with the BAs. And team agile, I didn't see that at all. But obviously, it might be that your team chatter is not ready, and it will be in there in subsequent presentations. But like I said, very, very well done. You guys did great, and I hope to see more in subsequent presentations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Uzo, for that detailed feedback session. It was so, even without being a BA, even I was getting a lot of what you were saying. That was fantastic, and I hope all the BAs on the call have taken note of the feedback and would use that in their subsequent presentation. Well, very well done to everyone, and thank you so much, Uzo, for your time tonight. Much appreciated. We'll move quickly to the DAs, and we have Femi on the call to give feedback for the data analyst. Hello,
Okay.
Femi.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. To the DS, I'd like to say congratulations on your baby steps. You guys have done so much in by sprint one. You're creating dashboards already, which is a good look. So I'm going to start with Team Binary. So Team Binary, your presentation, you did showcase what you learned, but in some cases there was no evidence of what you've learned. For example, when it comes to Power BI, SQL, and the Excel, the things that you've learned, there was no evidence to suggest that you did learn those. It was just text. So I'm pretty sure you've seen what the other team also came up with. There were individual dashboards, individual tasks that they did. So we'd be expecting that you come up with something like that for each DA, and it's presented for everyone to see. For your dashboards, like I said, baby steps. Just a few things that I think you can improve on. I mean, when you imagine what a dashboard looks like, I mean, from your dashboard, I'm seeing a lot of space. I'm seeing your KPIs is just bundled together. So your first dashboard that was displayed, your KPI was on the left, and your summary or whatever you want to call it, KPI or summary, it was just on the left. But if you look at sample of dashboards before you do anything, just you notice that you have them in bold and very, very big fonts, because those are the key things that you want your stakeholder to see and notice before you now go into detail. So that was missing, but I think you can improve on that with your subsequent dashboards. And then the other task dashboard, I like the line graph and the area. That was a dual axis chart, which was good. The second chart, which was discount on sale by category. One thing you should what I would have suggested for you to do was maybe sort your bars. If you sort your bars, then your chart looks a bit nicer, or it looks nicer. And then just make your titles bigger. Again, your KPIs, make them bigger, let them fill up space at the top. That's a better way. And then maybe have your legend on the top right. So before you do anything in terms of creating dashboards, search for samples online. You see samples online. All you have to do is just, align them the way it's aligned, and you have something that looks really, really nice. Your second dashboard, visualizations of BA backlog activities. I'm seeing a lot of bar charts. I think you guys need to explore and try other types of graphs or other types of charts within Tableau. And task 3, task 3 it's not showing much. And your data is not correct. I don't think your data is correct. I think someone mentioned it while you were presenting. You should probably do some data cleaning and do some data validation before you actually import into Tableau for visualizations. Those are the things I think you guys need to improve on. Otherwise, there was no individual task. We don't know who did this. So whoever did this, hope you take on the feedback, and then you can improve. Then the other guys, you also need to undergo these tasks, because you only get better by doing some of these things. If you're just watching or attending classes and not putting it to practice, you're not going to improve. The more you do, the more you get better at it. I'm going to move on to the next team, which is Team Agile. So Team Agile, I mean, the introduction bit, I thought it would have been a summary, but it looked like it was how will I put it? It was an introduction. It looks like you're writing a Microsoft Word, but it's a presentation. Don't forget, you need to summarize, and then when you actually present, then you talk on what you've summarized in there. As regards your dashboards, the first dashboard I see, Adaolisa, very nice use of the space around the dashboard. The only thing missing, or the only thing that looks out of place, is your KPIs. If you had made use of that space and filled up that space and made your KPIs bigger, you would have had something really, really nice for this dashboard. And then I like the use of bars and the use of colors. You played around with colors, which is good. If you're able to do this now, you can only get better. The next slide, agile team attendance. This is really good as well. Just sort your bars. If you sort your bars, they look way better. I think you actually did. Yeah, you did sort your bars. And then if you wanted to showcase if you wanted to have a comparison between attendance on the first daily stand-up and the attendance on the last daily stand-up, what you should do is have a dual axis, right? You can do a line chart, or you can even use bar charts, the different bar chart. You showcase the level of attendance, per row, instead of having two different charts. I mean, right now I can't really tell if there's much of a difference. I mean, for some of the rows I can see, but yes, you could actually consider doing a dual axis. And this advice is not only for you. I think there's someone else who tried to do something the same. Sarah, yes, you did a map chart, which is good, and then you also did a donut chart. And I know donut charts, they are not straightforward in Tableau, so this is a very good bonus for you. If you're able to do donut charts right now, that's good. If you do it more times, then you watch less YouTube videos and you'll be able to do it on the go, which is good. As regards your dashboard, again, the space, the alignment, those are the things you just need to improve on, and I think you'd get better with it. You also had your legends that were overlapping with your charts. Your legends can be in one. I mean, just find a way around it and make sure they're not overlapping. It doesn't look pleasing to the eyes the way it is. Also, the way all the charts are aligned, you need to find a way to make them even. Look at samples of dashboards online and try and fit what you have, right? You need to imagine how you want the data you're presenting, how you want it to look before you now actually start, laying the bricks and saying, oh, I want this here, I want this here. If you look at for example, what the BAs are doing, they do wireframing. So that means they're already designing skeleton of what the website will look like, right? You as a DA also need to start designing what your dashboard will look like in your head. You can use a pen and paper where you want to place things before you start placing them there. That way you know what you're working towards, and you just make things bigger. For the donut chart, if you wanted to make it bigger, just fit that chart to the pane or to wherever it is. Right now it's not fitted, that's why it looks like it's small in there. So just play around with that, you get better with this. And the second dashboard, you had scatter chart, which was good, but I don't know what I'm looking at because there were no labels. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's just sheet 5, sheet 6. So you need to we as end users, we need to understand what you're showing us. Right now we can't. The next one, agile team attendance. Yes, this could have been sorted by the roles. You can have different charts. It will have looked nicer because the names were just so tiny. And for the dashboard, it's not. You need to make it as bold as possible and something we can see. Attendance by roles, which is good, but they lack labels. I'm seeing the bars. I can see the axis on the left, but it would be nice if I see some sort of percentage or number on top of those bars. Then I know. And then you can have different colors as well, which the legends can now. And there was no legend as well. So those are the things I think you can improve upon. The next slide was showing number of sprints given to the keywords. That I did not understand. I'm thinking that meant number of stories. But yeah, again, pay attention to detail. And if everybody was given 5, 5, 5 each, 5 against what? Is it for what was given and what was completed? So this chart was really not showing anything. And I think you can also improve on that. Paradise, yeah, this was the other person who had wanted to compare profits and sales as against profits. So if you do individual bars like this, it's there, we can see it, but it doesn't really make sense. But if you do a dual axis where you are combining the two bars, right, they will not be side by side, or you are using a line chart and a graph chart, you'll be able to now, or area chart, right? You'll be able to tell like this was the profit, this was the sale. It's much nicer rather than individual graphs like this. But you had an idea of what the dashboard should look like. You presented it well, and you made use of the space, which is a plus. You also had a map graph, which was good. But you get better, definitely. And then the rest was done with Microsoft Excel. Of course, we can do this with Excel, but we need to be able to do this in a more sophisticated tool like Tableau or even Power BI. So I would suggest for the next attendance analysis, you should do Tableau. So this is like an opportunity for you. You've gotten data that it's dirty the way it's being presented, right? You need to clean it and you need to summarize that data and you need to import it into Tableau so that you'll be able to visualize it. And that's actually a process because most of the times you're going to be getting data from different sources. And when you bring them together into Excel, you need to now load, which is now the ETL process, load it into a visualization platform, and then you're able to, get some insights for your stakeholders. You get better. Most of the things you did with Excel, of course, you can do them with the Tableau. And the other feedback was for the first team. Also, data cleaning was important because you just imported the data. This is for binary now. You imported the data, the names of the interns was in all caps. So by the time you put them into Tableau, it came out all tabs. But then your labels were just proper. So you need to stick to a particular. You need to clean your data properly before you actually load it, and that would help with your presentation. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Femi, for that feedback. Very spot on, very detailed. Much appreciated. Thank you for the time and effort taken into looking at all the slides and the presentation and giving that, that detailed feedback. That was really good. Thank you so much for that. And I hope all the data analysts have also taken all of the feedback on board and all for improvement purpose. Thank you so much for that. We move quickly to the QAs and we have Rita to give the feedback for the quality assurance role. Over to you, Rita.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, esteemed QAs, well done to both teams, Team Binary and Agile. You guys did very well. For Sprint 1, that was a great presentation by both teams. I'm just gonna start with Team Binary, which was done by KG. Yeah, I like the confidence level. It was great, which I'm not surprised from your experience. So you are an experienced IT person. So yeah, that was great coming from you. And your presentation was okay, but I was expecting you not to be reading from the slides. So this is practically to both teams as well. So whenever you are presenting to stakeholders, if you have to have your notes, you don't have to basically read through your slides, like going through it. I mean, yeah, but other than that, it was okay. But then I didn't also see, I was kind of disappointed, to be honest, because I didn't see the screenshot for your test plan. And I'm sure I did ask you to even send that to myself and Rexford, which I'm yet to receive. No screenshot of your test plan, no screenshot of your test strategy. And the thing is, why I said I'm disappointed is because you guys did a lot, even for Sprint 1. I mean, both teams, I'm referring to all the QAs now. We were staying up late doing stuff, practically the workshop session. So you kind of shortchange yourself on this presentation because you were kind of undervaluing all your potentials or what you guys have done, because I mean, you guys would have been able to put up to 20 screenshots there of what you guys have done. You should have been able to showcase, especially Team Binary. You guys were even ahead. So then you also had your Sprint 1 test cycle, which I don't understand that slide. Now, I know you said this was done before, maybe before you were asked to, before the slides were collated. You should have updated it. You should have modified that particular slide because you are presenting to stakeholders and you've been hired as a QA. You don't want them to think, oh, what have we done? So you are here to tell them, yeah, this is the reason
the job I'm being paid to do, I'm doing it well. So that slide is a no-no because, again, which was contradicting. You said you identified a bug. How did you identify a bug if the environment wasn't ready and you were unable to then get your manual results? So that for me was not professional. And then we are trying to act as professionals, yes. So this is just a feedback. And then just whenever there's a demo, you guys need to be like accurate with whatever you have at the moment, not like what you had a week before. No, it has to be present, as in what exactly you guys have on your board, what you guys have done up to date, up to the last minute before the presentation. So you guys should be able to update whatever slide you have and make it so recent so that it will showcase what you guys are doing. And great job on the Excel, which was great that you guys are doing. But I would have loved to see the Azure screen board, the Azure board, a screenshot of the Azure board. I didn't see any of that. And you guys did a lot of test cases on there. So you should have had more than 2 or 3 screenshots of your Azure board, even while navigating through the board. So all these should have been something you should have captured and put on your slide for us to see that you guys are working. And yeah, that's for your team for now. So for team Agile, well done, because I'm gonna put both of you head to head. Trust me, yeah, I just have to do that because I was thinking Team Binary from what they did that they were gonna do better, but you guys kind of outshined them tonight. That's for me. That's my personal opinion, because I know what transpired during the week. So I was thinking, oh, you guys were kind of behind, but you guys came back like the underdog and took over. You had your test case summary, and again, Kwazim, your presentation skill, it was good, but needs to work in progress. But I'm believing the next time you present it will be better than today. But it was okay for being the first time. But yeah, you just need to work on it. If you know you are presenting before the presentation time, try and rehearse on the mirror or things like that. Just do that maybe few occasions before the presentation time. It does help a lot. And then you used the buzzword prerequisite, which you said your test plan was the prerequisite for your test case. I kind of understand what you are trying to say, but I think there are better ways you could have put that. So when you are using a buzzword for a particular word, you have to phrase it properly. I'll just leave it at that. It's something I'll maybe touch on in the class. And then thank you. You had your table of content for your test plan. Well done for putting that screenshot there. I didn't say the test strategy, which is okay. And then you were kind of reading one of the slides one by one, which had the one that the amount of test cases each tester did. There was no need for you to start reading that one by one. Like as I said to KG, you don't read your slides like you are reading it to us. We can see it. I mean, take note of what you want to do. You just kind of let the content do the talking, and then you just talk over it. If you get what I'm trying to say, that's one good way of presenting. I like the next slide, which had the bug status and all that with it. It was great. That was a good one. I like the summary report. The only thing, if you are working with percentage is 100%, and you had bug fixed 66.6 and the other one 33.3. Where's the other 1%? So let's just be careful whenever we're working with percentage. When you're doing percentage, it's 100%. So you don't have, I know we kind of use words like, oh, it's 99.9% accurate. No, not in this, because you are trying to tell me you've done everything well. So you are letting the stakeholders know that everything is done accordingly as how it should be. So there shouldn't be any lapses. So that 1% could be a big deal or might not be. But then let's just be accurate when we are using statistics. I'll put it that way. Then yeah, you had your content for your test plan and all that. And a screenshot would have been great for your Azure board as well. You didn't have any of that. I didn't see any of the screenshot of your test cases. I mean, you guys did a lot. I don't know why you guys did not put any of these things there. You guys did more than a lot. You could have used the one you guys did on Excel as well, like the way back Team Binary had the Excel one. There was no Azure board for Team Agile. There was no Excel. As tester, what are you doing? You're meant to be writing test cases. I could remember, I think the previous cohorts for Sprint 1, they had not even, they didn't have test, we didn't go, I mean, you guys are way ahead of any cohorts, let me put it that way. Because for Sprint 1, we've already almost done with manual. So most cohorts that we had in the past, without them going through test cases, they had a lot of screenshots to put there with a lot of great content. Not to talk of you guys that had test cases to present to us, and we couldn't see any of that. I mean, it's a no-no, and I'm expecting more in the next presentation. I don't want to see less. I expect you guys to go 2 steps ahead of today's presentation, please. I'm referring to both teams now. And yeah, Kwazim, well done. Thank you for putting yourself forward, and I'm sure your presentation skill will even be more better than what you did today. Yeah, just don't read through the slides. You can have your bullet points, note it down, whatever you want to say, and just talk us through what we are saying. I mean, the contents you have on your slide, and that's just one way of doing it. But well done to both teams. You guys did very well. Like as I said, you guys have done so well, especially in the last week. You guys were staying up late doing all these sessions. I mean, you guys have really worked hard not to have presented all those things that were done, kind of not showcasing your hard work, if you get what I'm trying to say. But I know that you guys have done a lot more than what we saw tonight. So, but well done, guys. And next demo, just do better. Thank you so much. Thank you, Laumi. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you so much, Juliet. Thank you to all the mentors. They just gonna get. All right. So you can hear the passion from all your mentors, them telling you how well you've done. So let's take this on good strides on how well we've done together. You know, really thank you. This is a very beautiful Sprint 1. Then I also love the chats right now. I'm just looking at all of you, thanking your mentors for the feedback. That also tells me you're taking that with you know, good strides too. So thank you, everyone. And then Uzo cracked me up earlier when she spoke about balsamic, as if I knew I would have missed one. So guys, like she said, please go, if you see any word you're not comfortable with, that you're not even used to, just drop it on Google. It will give you the right pronunciation. So before some of you, just like Deji will say, some people will call it basmati rice. There's nothing I've not heard about this basmati. It's not basmati or basmati in this issue. So please, not only balsamic, things like Azure, things like SQL, SQL, everything, please. Miro, Mural, everything. Please just check the words so that you use the right words for it. Then lastly, there's one common factor I noticed. Please, everyone, prepare way ahead, right? You cannot do last minute for any of your slides. That's what affected some of us tonight, right? Once you do last minute on your slide, or you started, you put it aside, give yourself timeline for finishing up. Make sure, give yourself timelines for finishing up on time. Make sure you finish up, say for example, yesterday, not today. Today will just probably be a bit of presentation here and here to be sure that you guys are good to go. Then henceforth, right? That's one of the reasons I'm speaking straight away. 6 p.m. on the day of the presentation, from the SM leads of that sprint, please send me your presentation. 6 p.m. on the day of presentation. So 6 p.m. on Monday. 6 p.m. on Monday. Please don't tell me you didn't capture this. If there's anyone in your team that is not here and should be listening, let the person know. 6 p.m. on Monday. If I don't get your slides, maybe that team might not present, because we don't want you to always do this student syndrome of doing things in the last minute, then changing the slides as we go or something. No, please. Thank you. And it also keeps us in check. Then one more thing before I hand over to Deji. So our INEC results is out. Definitely will not give this now. We'll give this after Deji's presentation. So please let all of us wait and hear the INEC result. I like not to be the INEC because I feel like a mother of 2 children named Minari and Agile. So trying to pick which role is best in each of it at some place is a bit difficult for me, but there are some very ruthless people, so to say, that can do it. And I miss her so much right now. That's Bolu. And Juliet is going to wear the hat this time around. So Juliet, you're on your own. Then Deji, we have 15 minutes for you. Are you ready to shoot, to give us your own feedback? Is 15 minutes okay for you?
Of course, you know it's not okay anyway, but I'll try my best.
Please, okay, you know what? We'll drop the hat at 45 for you. I really, really want us to work within time, right?
All right, cool. I'll be fast anyway. So
Thank
I
you.
think, yeah, everyone has done very, very well. Okay, so I'll be quick anyway, but I'll try to skip any feedback that other people have actually taken. So I will go direct into, yeah. But to be honest, starting from Team Binary, that presentation was good anyway. Well done. So even for the fact that this is your first presentation, but I know some people have been talking about this is the first sprint, but of course, you guys had a lot of time anyway. We are longer sprint 0. And I think that is what we are seeing right now because you guys already got a lot of time to start. Yeah. First, yeah. I think the first thing in presentation, right, is typo, guys, binary. I think even you spelled some people's name wrongly, right? So I say Yetunde Lu Go B. So yeah, so just bear that in mind so that you need to ensure that you kind of correct all the typo. But I like your presentation. It was good. Also ensure that any screenshot that you put on your slide are not fuzzy. Okay, there some of them are anyway. So try as much as possible to ensure that you put a clear screenshot anyway. So, but I like the team charter. I think Temida already mentioned that. I will skip the content, but I think having said that, yeah. So and also in terms of the activities that was done, so that was good anyway. I like how you presented it, but as you go along going forward, so please add the tools that you use for it. Estimation using what tool, okay? Creating sprint report using what tool, because this will be something like you will go to an interview and you will say what you've done. And also, yeah, so going from that, so someone actually mentioned about inaccurate estimation points. I don't know what that is. I don't know what I really want to know if you are here anyway. And person that presented, if you want to kind of mention, yeah, enlighten us what that is anyway, so that we can be able to know what the issue is within your team. So yeah, so okay, going forward, I like the timing, to be honest. I think for me that's the highlight because that was one of the questions which I did not see in the Agile report. So Agile team, if you can borrow that, so which is really, really good anyway, because what I told you guys to say, what is your ceremony, what are your ceremonies, the day of your ceremonies, and then the timing of your ceremony, then what's the official timing. So because I don't want someone to say we have our sprint planning at 7:30, but what is the time that you agree? But you guys are saying, oh, we have our daily stand-up at 9:45 to 10 o'clock, which is brilliant. That's what I'm expecting you to do. And also when those ceremonies are done. For me, that is one of the highlights anyway. So well done on that. So yeah, that was really, really great. Okay. So without having to talk about the other thing that other people have done. So yeah. So another thing is, okay. So yeah, I think Moji already mentioned in terms of the attendance. One thing I want you guys to do, right? So those guys that are not active, I will speak to. I'm speaking to the ADM and also the Scrum Masters and also the project managers for both teams now, okay, for both teams. So you need to speak to those ones, okay, before end of this sprint. Ensure that you get in touch with them and ask them why are they not active. So send a message. Make sure that you have opportunity to speak to them, right, to ask. Because if you right, say SM or ADM, if you have to sack them, you already know that, because in the UK, you don't just sack people just like that. So you need to have experience to be able to sack people. So, but before you can sack them, you need to have your evidences that, this person is wasting our time, is wasting our resources, it's not pulling his weight. I've tried to support this person because of that. And it's not doing anything. So now this time we just have to let him go. So we need to have that report, right, mid of this particular sprint. If you can give us a report, send the report to admin, right, by Monday next week, we want to have that report on Scrum Master. Monday next week, we want Scrum Masters, ADM, Scrum Masters and ADM for the Agile team, and also project manager for the DA within your team, and also for the project manager within your team as well. So speak to them, let us know what the issue is, then create a report, send a report out, and also your report should also include recommendation. Recommendation will mean let this person go, let's give this person more time because of this, because of that. So I would expect to get that from you, okay, before Monday. So, but I like the report, which is good anyway. So well done on that. So it seems you guys are on top of things, and and also I like the activity tracker as well, so which is good. And so even I was expecting Miracle to have done well, so I will skip that. I think Muji already mentioned that anyway. So for the BA was really good anyway. So okay, so the one thing that I want to say from your team, the binary team, it seems no stories were done, right? I don't know why. Why did you not do any story? Why did you not complete or not? Because from the screenshot that you put on your chart, there's no story in the done column. So the question is why? So, and today is the end of the sprint. So if you're already done, maybe those stories in UAT, you need to move them to done, right? Quickly today, if you need to do it now, as in now, all right? Because otherwise, you won't see the metric of any story done for the sprint. So you need to move it right now. Can I get a confirmation that you heard what I said? So because this is very, very important. Otherwise, you won't get the metric for that, okay? Can I get confirmation from any of the ADMs or Scrum Masters, please?
Yeah, we heard it, sir.
All right, cool. All right, brilliant. So, okay, so for the DA, so I like the presentation. It was good as well. So well done on that. So one thing I want to also say from your presentation, so because I know you guys already got the tax mentality, which is brilliant. But I want you now to move a step further, because this is based on the feedback of last set. Some of the last one that we did, even though they were given a tax, they don't know those tags are at the back of a project. Do you get it now? So when you go for interview, you will not be able to talk about them. So now I want you now in the next presentation that you do, you want to talk about the project while you are doing the project. Like in the Agile team, they talk about projects and also project mandate. Do you get it now? You are doing sales. Why? What's the purpose? Do you get it now? What is the ask? What are they asking you to do, right? Because if you don't know it, you're only getting the theoretical part, even though it's practical, but basically you don't even know why you are doing it so, right? It's very, very important to know why they're asking us to do overview of the product categories. What are the information that you're expecting to see? Don't just put the screenshots in there and there you go. Even though if you put screenshot, I want explanation or on as the motive behind what you are doing, because that's what you'll be able to say at interviews. So but to be honest, so what you've done are very, very nice, and the visualization was good anyway. So yeah, and yeah, I like the overview actually in terms of it gives me that visibility to say, oh, even like for instance, the job created by BAs actually, I can see some BAs are not working, like yeah, which is really good actually. So and for that report is brilliant. So well done on that as well. So yeah, and for the keyways, right? So you mentioned the roles, okay? So you say test manager, test analyst, test engineers, no, test analyst, testers, developers, IT support. So instead of IT support, I would say DevOps engineer, okay? But I don't know why you didn't add BA and SM anyway. So, but yeah. So okay, so and okay, I think I'll skip that. So I also need to know those guys that did not do any of the test cases, right? So I need to, if you can also speak to them as well. So and give the feedback to your Scrum Masters. Okay. So yeah, so to see if we need to let them go or not. So, but I need to get that feedback. Okay. All right, cool. So moving on to the next team. So I've given some updates also, which is generic anyway. So this will be a bit quicker than the other team. So yeah. Okay, but to be honest, I like the slide. I like the slide. I like the, maybe if you guys have got time to combine it together, but this is really brilliant. The presentation were good, as in, I don't know where you guys, both of you guys actually got the slide from, but they were actually good anyway. So well done on that. So, and yeah, I like the committed, okay, PBIs, which is good. You went through even a brief presentation about what you are doing, which the other people did not do anyway. So, and yeah, which I think is really good. And you also mentioned that one person wasn't added to Azure DevOps. I want to know who the person is and what is the issue. So if you can, I'm sure that allow me already know the person anyway. So yeah, so okay. So I think allow me address the PM. I'll put in my notes as well. So okay, so okay, well done. And also, yeah, so the PM well done on the swim lane as well, so that you created for the DA, so which is good anyway. So one thing that I want to say about your tasks in terms of the PMs, right? So you alerted what you've done, right, which is good. But I really want to see screenshots of those artifacts. Do you get it now? What you've created. So not just, oh, we did it, we did that. So if you can put screenshots, that would be good. For the next one, please ensure that you post lots of screenshots, okay? So the same thing applies to all the BAs as well, because eventually I think I had when someone said, oh, because of time, we're going to put only one screenshot. Don't worry, even if with 50 screenshots, just go through them, because at the end of the presentation, we get opportunity to kind of review them and also give you feedback. As you can see that I gave feedback about the board for the Scrum Master anyway. So please ensure that you add a lot of screenshots, yeah, on what you've done. So, and yeah, I like the elicitation requirements for the, yeah, which is really good. To be honest, was good anyway. So well done on that aspect. So yeah. So one thing that I also want to say in terms of the BA, the screenshot that you added, please, next time when you do add the screenshots, yeah, I know some people are saying that, okay, put it on the one slide. So for me, even if you want to put maybe 4 on one slide, ensure that they're legible. It's not that you just scotch them together. So if it's not, just put them in screenshot in one slide. So one slide, one screenshot, because my aim is to ensure that I'm able to go through them and review what you've written, so that in case if there's any issues, yeah, you are able to kind of I'm able to give you feedback on that aspect anyway, so which is good. So okay, one thing that I want to tell you guys, the BAs, okay, ensure that you kind of bolding your keywords. It's just nice to see anyway. So, but you guys are not doing that. But in terms of what you put there, in terms of content that are really, really nice. So well done. I can see that you've kind of mastered your getting on also on how to write acceptance criteria. So well done on that. So and for the DAs, so yeah, I've kind of spoken about what I'm looking for the next part, but I like the one that Sarah did we in terms of the attendance, because it just give visibility in terms of stakeholder visibility. I want to see who has done what, who attended, and the percentage. I can see from the report. I can see that some people have not moved in it. So, and this report, please give it to your Scrum Masters or an ATM. Let them know. So that they can give a report anyway. So, and I know that they've given you feedback on the other one that you just put 555. Yeah, because for me, I swear, I really don't know what the 5 for. I rather want to see a report of what they've done, not what has been assigned to them. So yeah, so that's because one, as a DA, you need to know the reason, right, that you are giving the presentation. For instance, so the one that Paradise did about the report with the attendance, right? So you aggregated the rows, right? For me, I don't want the aggregation of the rows. I want to know how many times did Paradise attend the meeting, right, in a week or in a sprint. Do you get? I don't want to know whether we have more BAs attending, one QA attending. That information is not relevant to me. As a DA, you need to know what is relevant, what are the most important information that you want to cascade to your stakeholders. That is what I'm trying to pass across to you, right? Because it's not only presenting that information, it's presenting it as the user will want it, actually. So that's very, very important. Okay. So, but well done. At least you know what to present. You presented it very well, and you do the visualization as well. So well done on that aspect. So it's just for you to interpret what the stakeholders are looking for and present it in that meaningful form to them. So yeah, I need to see what Babajide and okay, I think, and the other guys will do next sprint. So yeah, in terms of the testers, okay, well done on putting the test plan. Rita already mentioned this anyway, that okay, you guys put test plan and the other guys didn't put. Well done on that. So I was expecting even test strategy. Okay, yeah, you also added test strategy, which the other guys didn't put anyway. So I know Rita is disappointed. Of course, I am. So, but of course, you also need to look into typo, right? I also need to let you know that I am not your test manager. Rita and Alex is. So please don't add my name to it, okay? So yeah, kind of you classify myself as one of the project sponsor, or anyway. So okay. And yeah, so from that, so yeah. I was expecting to see all your test cases, but that is not there. But you know, the binary team put their test cases and everything. So yeah, so I think that's it. I've got 2 minutes before. One thing I want to say next, I'll give you the task for next week. Maybe when we meet or even before tomorrow, or maybe at the end of tomorrow. So one thing I can say is like, yeah, please. I did not say a lot of screenshots. I did ask because I want to see individual tasks that everybody has done. So it's very, very important for you to start keeping your task. So what you've done every day, start keeping record of what you do, because it's very, very important. You think you're going to remember, you might not remember them. Okay, have a log where you put all those information, if that's okay. All right, okay, that's me. Thank you so much, everyone. To be honest, it's really, really a joy to kind of watch you guys anyway. So, and I really enjoyed it anyway, even though it's your first presentation. Well done. Yeah, thank you so much. Over to you, allow me. Yeah.